Bombing. We're live. It is Monday. It is the Beck Scrum. We have Sam and Michael, and we also have Matt, and we have Mariam, and we have Arnold. Greetings.
Arnold.
Yeah.
Hey, Arnold.
All right. I think Michael was in first. Hey, Arnold. So, Michael, do you want to give us your update on how things are going? Anything blocking you?
Not right now. Nothing's blocking me. I've been working on a little bit over this weekend, and just now getting Docker running for development because we have it on automated premium model. We have it in production.
Right.
But we don't have
a staging server or develop server.
Not a server. I mean, like a local development environment. If that makes sense.
I'm not sure.
So in theory, someone could just have Docker. And
you mean like have it so that you like run Docker locally and you
inside
and then you just like okay, and then does that require significant changes from the like doing it like because you've got you can do the production deploy of Docker, I guess, via Doku.
Yeah, it doesn't really require changes to that. Like how I'm doing it right now, I just have another Docker file, which maybe isn't optimal, but it basically, and you run that, and it pulls in this Rocker file that's got RStudio built into it, and it kind of comes over a web interface. So you can do development that way, and
good stuff. All right.
And you can also run the tests from the command line.
Cool. Oh, well, good luck with that. And Stella is here as well now. Good stuff. But yeah, thanks for your report, Michael. We got, I think Matt was in next. Hey, Matt, how are things going with you?
Good. Things are good. I took a day off yesterday.
Right.
And yeah, and I'm not with any blockers. I was just like I said last time, just trying to improve and test for more things on the program and trying to. I'm gonna be pairing later, I think, with on the Hundfunk.
So yeah, good stuff. All right.
Nice. Oh, and I started. I started back the week 2 of the course, the 169.
Oh yeah.
So
cool.
I'm gonna finish that. So I'm gonna make time during the week for finishing courses that I started that I want to finish. So.
All right. Good plan. Good plan. Nice one. Yeah. Excellent. Thanks, Matt. Let's go on to Mariam. Hey, Mariam, how are things going with you?
I have been working on website one for like adding the tests for the email inspector, but the problem that I have is that I can't really get the test running because like it requires like staging environment and development environment, and I didn't really know how to do that. And I looked up some resource and didn't find really anything helpful. So and for local support about the migrations, I couldn't replicate the error that you got. So yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I was just thinking. I thought I merged one of your. Yeah, I see the new one coming in. Oh, this is like Cucumber. Cool. Well, maybe we'll have a little look at that at the end. Yeah. Sorry to hear that. We got this weird issue on local support where the migrations used to run automatically on deploy and they don't anymore, which is weird.
Yeah, but for me they are not running. Like they don't give me the same error
that we get on the. Yeah, that's a. Yeah, well, maybe with this time we'll have a little look at that at the end of the session. It's only happening in CI. Cool. All right, thanks, Mariam. So I think next in was Arnold, who's a first timer. Welcome, Arnold. We're doing our Scrum here. You maybe just want to listen in, but if you want to unmute and say hi and tell us what's going on for you, that's good too.
Yeah, sure. Okay. I don't think I'm looking straight at my camera. I'm Arnold. I'm pretty new. I just joined like last week. I was led here from the Software as a Service MOOC on edX. Yeah, so pretty cool that all these projects are going on. Like it's pretty active. I think that's pretty cool. Though I'm having a hard time finding out what's the criteria for choosing a certain issue to make a PR on, or I just don't know how projects work right now. So
Sure.
it doesn't seem to be okay. There's, I think, instructions about contributing, but not necessarily like what's priority, or like a PT board, like a Trello board. I don't know if those are maybe private, but yeah, hopefully I can know how other people are doing their work and start contributing. So yeah,
Fantastic. Yeah. Oh, great stuff. Well, yeah, maybe at the end of once we finish the Scrum, we can help you out with some of those things, point you to some of the trackers and so on. Excellent. Great to have you with us, Arnold. Stella was in next. Stella, how are things going with you? Anything to report? Anything blocking you?
Hi Sam, hey everyone. So I was going through the Save Navigator. Here's the link. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to use it on the event model. So I'm trying to figure out how to integrate it so that instead of having to do start date and start date, then we check whether start date is less than end date. We try using the Save Navigator so that the code becomes a little shorter. Yeah.
Cool. All right, and that's for events on local support.
I shared the wrong link. Let me share the right.
I was getting slightly confused.
Yeah, that's all for now.
All right. Good stuff. Yeah. Well, yeah, do share the other link when you have a chance. And yeah, interested to hear more about that approach. Thanks, Stella. We've got Federico as well. Yay, Federico. How are things going with you, Federico?
Pretty well. Just got done a little while ago with the Championer Phoenix 1 pairing session with Brent. And what we got done was this brand new updated logo for Championer.
Ooh.
And so this is sort of our updated version. We're probably going to stick with it for a little bit. This is the old temporary version, which I came up with, but I'm not a designer, so I don't. This is sort of more flat. And yeah, so we were working on that. We got that done. And the podcast, I failed to get done episode 7, mix and master it. I just got like a third of the way through it. So I guess I'll try to get it done by Wednesday. I'm not sure.
All right. Anything else blocking you?
No, just not getting the podcast done.
All right. Excellent. The new logo looks really nice. Great report. Thank you, Federico. I think that is everybody except you. So my report, great to see so many people in the Scrum. We've just come from the Agile Dev Mob, where we've been working through, this is the Sinatra assignment. That's actually in the course that Matt mentioned that he's working on. We're just upgrading that Sinatra assignment to Ruby 2.4. And I think we've kind of coming to the end of the tunnel. We're getting out to the light there, where I think we've fixed a number of issues. So that's great progress. More on Agile Dev Mob again on Friday. I was working on the deep learning stuff in my lunch hour. That seems to be going okay. The slow and steady progress. What else was happening? I thought there was other things. Yeah, I've got the new, this is the GDPR pull request up in for website 1. That's, I think, working. Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything I've been doing. I guess I'm not explicitly blocked. Oh yeah, and I managed to update the HTTPS stuff for our Jitsi server and our Agile Ventures. So that was all good. Bit of housekeeping. We have coming up. What is it now? We've got nothing immediately that I'm aware of, but we have got the new members meeting coming up in an hour. If Arnold, if you were free in an hour for the new members meeting, we could have a much longer conversation, checking out things that you need as a very short and quick. There are all of the trackers are public for all of the projects. That's kind of a sort of prerequisite that we have for Agile Ventures. Depending upon which project it is, there's like might be Pivotal Tracker or Trello or Waffle or Jira or what have you. So the critical thing is to sort of find out what's the right one for each project. They should be specified, on the individual projects pages, but sometimes they're not necessarily updated. And the best way is, if you come into any of the project channels on Slack, then you can kind of find explicitly what you need just by sort of like, so for example, I'm project manager on local support and website 1, and if you ask in either of those channels, I can direct you to the the right project boards, and then also the times of the meeting and where we can discuss what to work on and this, that, and the other, if that makes sense, Arnold.
Yeah, sure.
Good stuff. So I guess maybe I won't say any more on that there. We're in the Scrum's ended, so if people need to get going, that's fine. If people want to find pair partners, they can do. I think we did have, there's a little block from Mariam, so unless anybody has anything else they want to bring up or discuss, maybe I might hang out for 5 minutes and try and help Mariam out. Or is there anything I've missed? Is there anybody else who's blocked on anything? I guess I'll be hanging out with Mariam. And of course, everyone else, feel free to hang around and see what Mariam and I do as we try to unblock some things. But don't feel you have to stay. It's all in and out as you fancy. Oh gosh, I need some more coffee. No, too much coffee, not enough coffee. Busy weekend. All right, so yeah, so that's there. You can see the projects there, Arnold, and they should. For example, like if I click through on website 1. Like the individual projects, and it's being slow. Be faster. Oh gosh, what's that one? Yeah, so it should have the link there. We've got like the issue tracker is linked to there for each project, so we can go and have a look at that one. So for context now, so Mariam, yeah, you were looking at right. One thing was on local support. The thing that you were saying, Mariam, you're looking at on website 1 was doing some cucumber tests for the email interceptor, which I think I merged this morning, right? Is that right? Yeah. So we had some. So here we can see, like this, for example, the waffle board for website 1, and so this is the acceptance test for email interceptor that Mariam's working on there. Now you did RSpec tests for this, right, Mariam? And they look superficially fine, but you say you're having a particular trouble doing cucumber tests for.
Yes, I was going to do it from the beginning, but I didn't know how to do it. So yeah.
Okay.
Because it's quietly different, because it has to be on the staging or development environment. So I didn't know how to do that.
Right. Yeah, you were saying that. Although I thought so, we'd set it up so that you've got these environment. We're intercepting email being sent on the staging or develop servers, not as a function of their Rails environment or this and that. They're being sent as a function of these email this new environment variable that we've created, right?
Okay. No, but I did that only for staging and development environment, not for production, and also test environment.
Yeah. So I think the trick is that probably
maybe you should do it for all environments.
I think so. I don't think there's any need to exclude particularly if we're talking about like Rails environment in terms of, I mean, there is a sort of a terminology issue here, which I wonder if we can sort out, in that we have this particular things, don't we, for Rails, but it has this Rails env environment, which is an environment variable that then can, is set automatically depending upon which mode you're running in Rails, isn't it? So this is going to report, something like, production.
Yeah.
I have to restart Chrome, or develop. Was it development
or
test? And then we have our server. We got GitHub, within Git, we've got our master branch, and we've got our staging branch, and we've got our develop branch, which correspond to, because they auto deploy to different servers. So that goes to that one, and this one goes to Agile event like so, and this one to this one. So we kind of talk about moving from developed staging to master, but then this is completely orthogonal from the Rails environments. And so actually on Heroku, everything runs in production. So the Rails end under the hood is Rails env equals production, like so. And so that the email intercept that we want is, we very much want that email intercept to happen on these two servers. So it kind of definitely needs to happen in production. Of course, the tests run in the test Rails env, so it kind of needs to happen there as well. And sensibly, I mean, I guess in principle, the other thing, what was that gem that you had? The letter in development, which is sort of like, so that we've got like the developer's machine will run on localhost 3000 or whatever, and that's the Rails env will be development. I mean, it's a kind of situation where you can, if you're adjusting the functionality of the system based upon the Rails env, then it means it's very difficult to be able to tell, like from the tests, how things behave. So where possible, we should have effectively the same functionality across all three of these. It's not possible to do it all the time, but
yeah.
So will that make progress on the Cucumber tests?
Yes, because if I set it to all environments, I won't have this problem. So, yeah.
Cool. Good stuff. Yeah, it makes me wonder if we get the problem, of course, is the developed server is different from development mode. These are all modes, aren't they? But we're kind of, there may be a better way to sort that out. But anyway, did anybody else have any questions about that? I'll just post those notes into the there. I guess, and then maybe we might just spend a few moments on this other. This is a very frustrating issue that we've got on local support. Let's put that in there and the notes, where so the migrations always used to run after we've done these deploys, and then we actually have the same problem, I believe, on website 1. So when we push to a particular branch, we have the same setup that we have like this, both for local support and for website 1. When we push to a particular branch, it automatically gets deployed to a particular server. So that's a nice setup. Used to be the case whenever any of these branches would push, they would push the server, and then they, as a sort of a post hook, they would run the migrations, and that just doesn't seem to happen anymore. And I think I did identify an error, so we used Travis on the local support system, and let's see, Stella got her link up there. I guess my computer's slowing down. It looks like I probably need to have a Chrome reboot going on. So I don't know if can I get to this. We've got local support. I guess. Oh well. Just for Arnold, so it uses Pivotal Tracker, which is this link here. And I'm looking at the Travis log. It showed me that there was some error messages coming out in the Rails migration that were, which I think you investigated,
Yes.
didn't you, Miriam?
Yeah.
And this was the error, and it says like the migration is used. Oh no, I'll pop this out bigger. So this was the. It was saying that there was a change column that it didn't like, but I guess so. You tried running the migrations locally, Mariam, and it all worked fine for you locally.
Yes. I didn't get the error.
No. Interesting. Yeah, so I mean, it may be that this is just a kind of a warning error.
Yeah, because it's a user change column and it's irreversible, as I have when I have looked it up. So like, if you want to reverse the migration, it will not be impossible. It will not be possible. I mean.
Yeah. So there's clearly a suggested change there. I mean, I guess even if you're not getting it locally, Mariam, you could put in a pull request to fix the problem as it stands. The other thing that it occurs to me that might be responsible for the problem, and we're sort of, when you can't replicate the error on your local machine, that's frustrating and difficult. But we, a pull request that fixed that, made the change that it's suggesting. The other thing that I notice is that we're saying run rake migrate there, and I think now on Rails 5 it should be Rails DB migrate, and I wonder if that, well, we should probably update that. But so if you wanted to just put in a pull request that would in principle fix this issue, and then it will run in the CI, and then we can inspect the output log from this and see if we still get this error message, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying. Yeah, I think so. So Matt, you're saying like Heroku Rails DB migrate. Yeah, it should be Rails DB migrate, not Heroku Rails DB migrate. But and it's specifically in Rails 5. In Rails 5, they've upgraded to say that now you use Rails instead of Rake to do all of the tasks that you previously used Rake.
Yeah, like on my local machine, that's how I do Rails DB migrate. But then with running Heroku migrations, it only works with Rake DB migrate.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I only tried it once, so I don't know if that's
right. Yeah, I mean, I guess you're saying then, like if I look at that Heroku Rails DB migrate, to run that on Heroku, it would need to be Heroku run Rails DB migrate, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So that might fail on that basis, telling you that Rails is not a command. Like if I go here and I do Heroku run Rails DB migrate minus R, let's do it on the develop server, for example. I mean, it may not be up, but I think in principle it shouldn't make a difference. Like as long as it's a Rails 5 app, Rails or Rake should work as long as you have that run prefixed in there. But I might be wrong, actually. We'll see. It's thinking about it.
I do want to mention that.
Go on, Federico.
When you do use Rake and you are on Rails 5, it does provide a lot of extraneous output. I think similar to what you have there, minus that up and down change, all that Travis active record.
Right.
And so it kind of is more convenient to run Rails DB migrate.
Yeah,
because it's a lot cleaner.
Indeed. Well, and so we've seen there. I think that was a successful migration, but again, underlying the problem that I shouldn't need to run it manually; it should happen automatically. I guess another data point is whatever fail that we get on semaphore. But I guess what you were saying there, Federico, implies that we should prefer Rails because it will have the less output than Rake. Is that what you were just saying?
Yeah. So all those extra lines.
Yeah.
Yeah. they won't show up.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So that's good to know. But so in principle, so here, this is like our, like this. I think it's the after build. I mean, I haven't previously looked at. I mean, here, this is not even mentioning. I mean, that's got a big load of failing tests there, and I guess that's first try. It's running second time. It says it did the deployment. There's nothing in there. But anyway, so one could be also trying to inspect the project settings for. I mean, it's interesting that both for both website one, where we're using Semaphore, and local support where we're using Travis, two different CI systems, and both of them have changed such that we don't. Yeah, so that's Rails env. Where's the deployment aspect of all this? I don't even know. But yeah, I guess it's probably time to move on. I need a cup of tea. Great to see everybody. Any other ideas about how to fix these issues? Very much welcome, because having the migrations not automatically deploy is a real pain. But I don't even looking at this. We've got this is the setup. It runs that migration to run the tests. I'm not even seeing anything here that causes the code to be deployed to the Heroku, but I guess that might be a separate integration that we have in this, or yeah. Anyway, yeah, great to see everybody. Maybe see some of you in 45 minutes for the new members meeting, and then sort of in the remaining time we'll have the just general AV community catch up. See you all soon. Bye for now.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.